This video is going to be about shopping options, and we're not going to cover detailed where you're going to buy particular items. It's more of a terminology about what the different types of stores are. So the first one is going to be your food. Most of us from the West, you're used to your regular grocery stores. Here they call them supermarkets. So like Save More, Pure Gold, and other names, Divvy Mart and stuff. Well, actually I think, but your big supermarkets are where you're going to go in. You're going to find your food, your produce, frozen foods, soft drinks, baby diapers, dishwashing soap, all the common stuff you're typically going to find, toothpaste, things you're going to find at your grocery store. So they're going to be a little bit more expensive as far as food than other options, but it's going to be where you're going to have most of your stuff available. The other option you have for food is going to be the open public markets. Now, back where I'm from, these are very uncommon. They only happen during certain times of the year, and we call them farmers markets. But the open market or the public market essentially is just a big open area. Sometimes it'll be enclosed, where you have a whole bunch of different vendors. They'll set up their different stalls, and they've just got fruits and vegetables all lined up. Some vendors might have different produce than the next vendor next to them. Some of them might have completely different prices. You just got to shop around. One of the benefits to these markets is like when you go to a grocery store, the supermarket, they've got their fruits, they got their vegetables, their meats. You're just going to be paying whatever price is there. You're going to be stuck with whatever produce they have. So if their truck didn't get a delivery today, some of their vegetables or something might be a little bit older or not in stock anymore. That's just what you're going to have to go through. With these open markets though, most of them in the morning, they're bringing in fresh produce. So you're going to be able to go in, things are going to be fresher, and you're going to have a much bigger variety. You're going to have much better stock. So chances of not being able to find a certain item, it's not as common. And it's just a really good way, in my opinion, to be able to get your fruits and vegetables. But because you have to go to the public market, it's not going to be as convenient as the grocery store where you can pick up all your other supplies at the same stop. The sister of the open market, the public market, is going to be your wet market. This is where they actually have all of your seafood and your raw meats. It's not going to smell the best because it's non-refrigerated. Their refrigeration might be some ice, but you're going to have meats, freshly slaughtered stuff, lots of fish, and it's going to be kind of messy because it's the wet market. A lot of times though, at the public market and the open market, it's not just those items. You can also find some places that are selling canned products, things like that. Maybe they'll have a little place that's got kitchen supplies. The wok that we purchased, we actually got at the public market. There was a guy that had like a big little shop there, big selection of like woks and skillets and everything like that. And they're pretty cheap. So that's pretty much where you're going to be buying your food. Is going to be either the big supermarket where you can do a one-stop, go and get all your different supplies at once, or if you're kind of away from the bigger supermarkets, we have mini marts. So these are kind of like a grocery store, but more limited to just food products. They'll have some very, very limited selection of like shampoos and stuff, but it's very limited selections. These are going to be kind of like a cross between your 7-Eleven type convenience store and your big supermarkets. So you're going to find them closer to your neighborhoods. There's going to be more of them. But if you just want to go in and grab some food items, they're going to be an option as well. So you have those. You're also, a lot of times in your local barangays, you're going to see people that have stalls, and they're going to be selling vegetables and fruits and fish and different stuff within the stalls of just your own little area. So you don't even have to get a ride out. A lot of times you just walk a block or so away and boom, you've got somebody selling. And it's usually going to be limited selection, but they'll have fruits, vegetables, whatever available. Unlike in, say, the US, where your big grocery stores also have a pharmacy inside, they've got whole entire aisles full of medicines. So if you want some diet pills, boom, you got it. You want some anti-diarrhea pills? Boom, you got it. You know, if you need some for a headache, hemorrhoids, if you've got, you know, women infection type stuff. So any of these types of things you need medicine-wise, you can go in and grab it. It's all OTC, over the counter. You don't need a prescription. If you do have a prescription, you can go up to the pharmacy, drop off your prescription, and then while they're filling it, you're able to walk around the grocery store, get all your other groceries and stuff taken care of, and then within maybe half hour, by the time you're done checking out, boom, you can go over, grab your medicine, and go home. Here, they don't do that. You're not going to find any over-the-counter medicine, anything like that at your grocery stores. You're going to have to actually go to a separate pharmacy. Your pharmacies are where you're going to find all of your over-the-counter medicine. It's where you're going to refill your prescriptions. And they also will sell, depending on the pharmacy you go to, some of them will have beauty products, shaving supplies, things like that. Yeah, personal care stuff. You know, things you can kind of buy while you're waiting for them to do your refill. But typically, if you're needing any kind of medications, that's where you're going to go for that. One other thing is if you need any kind of more serious hardware related stuff, you're not going to be able to get a lot of that at your supermarkets. So yeah, your grocery stores like Save More, they might have a very, very limited selection of, say, extension cords or light bulbs. You're not going to find a lot of them there. So you go to a DIY, do-it-yourself store. These are like a small little hardware store. A lot of these hardware stores are also where you're going to be able to find some of the appliances, your smaller stuff like microwaves, kettles, gas burners, air coolers, fans, bug zapper like we bought. You're going to find mops, brooms, shovels, rakes, any of those kind of supplies. You're going to find things for home upkeep. You're going to find a limited selection of home upgrade stuff. So shower faucets, plumbing supplies, electrical wiring components, things like that. There are going to be your smaller DIY stores that are just kind of like, you know, next to grocery stores like the one we've been to, these smaller DIYs. And then you've got the bigger ones like Ace Hardware. They do have a couple True Value Hardware here in the Philippines, but they're mostly in like Metro Manila. And those, I mean, you can get all kinds of stuff. If you're wanting to build your own house or completely do like reconstruction, refurbishing, remodeling, whatever, those are the stores you're going to be able to go to. They also have hardware stores that are just going to be building supplies. So if you need a bunch of concrete, bags of gravel, if you're going to need big pieces of plywood, sheet metal, insulation, chain, things like that, you're going to be able to go to these type of stores. What else? I mean, you're also going to have like your typical mall stores, so clothing stores, beauty salons, things like that. You know, that's just your typical mall stuff. What other kind of stores might there be out there for like regular stuff? Furniture. In the bigger cities, you're going to find the bigger furniture stores, but as you're just kind of cruising through areas, you're going to find a lot of these little furniture people that are making furniture out of local woods, bamboo, and stuff like that. Some of it's going to be cheaper quality. They produce it in mass, just using whatever scrap materials they're getting. Very cheap, but if you're living on a budget and you need some furniture, it's the best place to go for it. You know, just get some cheap bamboo stuff. But I've seen a lot of these furniture places. They've got some really nice looking quality crafted stuff that
Here?
I'm like, yeah, like,
No, no.
yeah, I'd like to have some of that. Like,
There's a lot of bamboos here. That's why
yeah. See,
there's
like
a lot of furniture
back in the
here.
U.S., for a long time, people didn't want bamboo because they thought bamboo was cheap. It's a cheap wood, doesn't cost much. And there were people that were buying it because they like how it looks, it's durable, things like that. But for a while there, it started really picking up popularity and it caused the price to go up. A lot of people, their hardwood floors in their house, they're putting bamboo hardwood floors. They're getting all this custom-made bamboo furniture.
Even in the
But we don't really have bamboo growing in the U.S., so you got to import all the raw bamboo, and then they turn it into all the furniture and stuff. Some places they'll actually just import bamboo furniture from overseas because it's so cheap, and then they'll resell it for a ton of money. But you've got your furniture places like that. Of course, you know, in Metro Manila, you're gonna have big furniture stores like in the West. So you get your beds and your desks and your, you know, living room furniture, dining room tables, all that kind of stuff. As far as like kitchen supplies, some of it limited, lower end quality. You can find like bowls, plates, cups, silverware, pots and pans, skillets, cooking utensils. You can find the cheaper quality stuff at like your grocery stores. If you want the higher end stuff, you're gonna have to go to the bigger malls. They're gonna have like the big ass department stores that have a complete home kitchen type area where you're gonna find higher quality cookware and utensils, things like that. Um, you know, the big malls are where you go if you've got more money to spend. If you're living on a budget, a lot of stuff you're either going to find at a DIY store or your local grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
For appliances, some of these little spots around here, they're kind of, you know, smaller appliance stores. They've got more stuff crammed in, but they've got decent selection and the prices aren't too bad. Some of them are going to be kind of a cross between a DIY and a hardware store. So they might have like 3 or 4 fridges and maybe some basic air con, but they're not the high end stuff. And then they'll have all their other little plumbing accessories and everything. Really, that's the main shopping options you have. There's still going to be your little convenience stores around. The last thing is going to be the Sorry store. And this is basically just a really, really tiny convenience store that's in your local barangay, just all over your neighborhood areas. They're going to be just basically somebody has built just a little shack. Some of them can be pretty good sized, but they're just going and selling you local items. So you might have sodas and cigarettes and candy and chips. They're going to have things like if you need some shampoo, they're not going to sell the big bottles of shampoo. They sell like these little pouches of shampoo. So it's like a 1 or 2 use little satchel packet thing of shampoo.
This is strange.
You know, if you need some cooking ingredients, some of them they're going to sell like garlic, onions, eggs, things like that. So if it's just like in your neighborhood, like for us, if we're going to cook something, we're like, okay, we ran out of eggs.
Yeah.
Well, we just go down to the Sorry store and get a couple eggs. If we need garlic, they sell garlic not by the whole piece, but you know, by the little piece of the clove, and really cheap. So you just, you know, you buy what you need. Cooking oil, instead of buying a big bottle of cooking oil, you can buy it in a little tiny plastic bag that's good for like one meal. You can buy soft drinks, mixes for like hot chocolate, coffee, stuff like that. They're just going to be like a very, very small version of a convenience store. Other than anything like that, the last one would just be your online shopping. So here they don't have much use of eBay. They obviously don't have Amazon. So if you're looking for online shopping, the 2 big ones here, you have Shopee and you have Lazada. There's also Carousel and possibly others that I haven't heard of yet because we don't use them. But Shopee and Lazada are the 2 big ones. You've also got like Facebook Marketplace. If you're going to your local barangay's Facebook group, a lot of people are selling things in the Facebook group. But if you're looking to buy like furniture, stuff like that, you can go on to Marketplace and there's people selling those things. But going to either Shopee or Lazada, they're kind of like the Amazon of the Philippines. You can order all kinds of stuff. You can order grocery items like canned food, packages of napkins, baggies, trash bags. You can buy beauty supplies, health supplies, furniture, appliances. Pretty much anything you can buy off of there.
All you need is already available online.
Yeah, clothes, you name it. You can pretty much get it online.
Especially now.
Yeah, and like now with the quarantines, a lot of these businesses that really didn't do a whole lot for online, now they're doing it. We're seeing a lot of the bigger grocery store chains that didn't even have a presence online before. They're seeing it now because of the quarantines. People can't get out to buy their groceries as easily. So they're losing business in their stores. So they figured out, okay, if we go and create our own official page, our own official store on like Shopee or Lazada, we can sell our products. It's going to be the same price pretty much. And you just cover the shipping costs and we can ship it to people's houses, which is kind of cool because I can get grocery items and stuff delivered right here to the house. Things that our local grocery store might not have available, but if you go to the bigger ones in Metro Manila, they've got it. Well, for us, just the convenience of we can't get it, but I can order it online and within a couple of days I've got it here. We've had to do that with a lot of stuff because again with the quarantines, but even after the quarantines are all over, people here are slowly getting into the benefits of learning what online shopping is like. You know, back in the US we had Amazon. You have Amazon Prime, free 2-day delivery for almost anything you can buy on there. So like for me, if I want batteries, I can buy batteries in bulk delivered to my house far cheaper than the grocery stores, and it's within like a day or two I get it. So I mean, people in the US, we're used to just, you can buy anything and everything, clothes, whatever you want basically. You buy it right there online and boom, they deliver it to your house. Here, especially when people don't have cars and trying to go and buy like a lot of groceries can be a hassle sometimes. Being able to order online, have it delivered to your house, that's a cool thing. Plus here, COD is a big deal. So cash on delivery. You order something online and you don't pay for it till it comes to your house. So you do have a lot of those online shipping options. You got to pay attention to where you live because depending on where you live, you might be outside of delivery areas. So you just have to be aware of that.
I
But
also should pay attention to the store that we're buying.
yeah, here in the Philippines, there is a prominent issue of scammers, people that'll rip you off. So you got to be careful about who you're buying from. Unfortunately, here, a lot of products are from China. A lot of things that you go to order online are coming directly from China. And you're possibly going to be getting items that are completely defective, they don't work. Good luck trying to get a return that way. Depending on what you bought, it might be okay to return, but some places they'll try and basically argue it for extended periods of time to where you can't even get your refund or anything like that out of it. There's people that just give up. So yeah, just like if you're going to go on eBay or something, before you just start buying things, look and see like how much feedback do they have. Does the feedback actually look like it's real, honest feedback? Or is it the fake stuff that just, you know, those automated China computers generate to bloat artificial reviews? You just kind of do your feedback, and if it looks like it's going to be a decent price with good reviews and you're buying it where it's got some kind of a return policy, a safety net, yeah, go for it. You know, personally, I like Classico spaghetti sauce. That's not something you're going to find at stores here. I've been able to order it online from people that are buying it at the import stores. Got it here, no damage or anything. And for me, it was a great taste of home. It's just there's nice items that you can get online that you might not have normal access to. So that online option is definitely a useful feature for certain things. But that pretty much concludes your different shopping options. At later points, I think what we're going to do is, I haven't told you this yet, probably next month, when we go to get all of our groceries and stuff, we're going to wait and I'm going to film opening all the groceries. We're going to lay all of it out so that we can show the price that we paid, pay for each item. So like, okay, for this head of lettuce, we paid this much. For this box of tissue, we paid this much, right? So we can kind of show them what we're buying for how much. So we'll do those kind of videos later, like total budget breakdowns from our shopping trips of things. But for now, this should hopefully serve as just a good idea of where you might be going to find certain items.